start our weekend off with some creativity. I'm Alana Nagy and this is Studio Saturdays. Today we'll be drawing a picture of our environment in one-point perspective inspired by artist Edward Burtynsky.
For today's project, you will need one sheet of white paper, colored pencils, a pencil, and a ruler. But before we get started, let's take a closer look at our featured artwork from the collection. Edward Burtynsky is an American artist who uses photography to discuss industrialization and the environment. Industrialization is what happens when the way a country makes its money changes from one form of business to another. China started as a country focused on farming and then experienced very fast industrialization to big businesses that use factories to make products. This photograph, titled Manufacturing Number 18, Canton Factory, Jiangzhou, Fujian Province, China, 2005, is part of a larger series of photographs Burtynsky has taken. In the series, he photographs old, empty factories and new factories that are full of people. He contrasts these two sides of factory production in China to show the negative effects of industrialization on the people and the environment in the country. In this photograph, Burtynsky uses repeating subjects and one-point perspective to show the large number of people who work in the factories and how large the factories are. One-point perspective in an artwork means that all things in the image line up along an invisible line to one specific point on the horizon line. The horizon line is the line that separates the ground and the sky. One-point perspective is used in drawings and paintings to mimic how things look smaller when they are further away in real life. This makes the artwork look lifelike. In this photograph, we can see an example of natural one-point perspective. For today's activity, we'll learn how to draw from a one-point perspective by creating a drawing inspired by our environment. Think about your neighborhood, town, or state. How would industrialization affect the nature around you? Or, if you live in an area that is already industrial, what do you think it may have looked like before factories and businesses started building there? Splitting our drawing down the middle, we will contrast those two different environments in one picture, the same way Edward Burtynsky uses his photographs to contrast old and new factories. Now it's time to think like an artist. What changes have you seen in your environment during your life? Would you rather live in a farming society or in an industrial society? Use a ruler to measure 6.5 inches on the edge of the paper. Mark it with a line and repeat on the other side. Connect the two marks with a horizontal line. This will be our horizon line. Put your ruler on the horizon line and draw a dot at the 5.5 inch mark on the ruler. This will be our vanishing point. The vanishing point in a one-perspective drawing is where all lines meet. It helps create the illusion that things are getting smaller the further into our drawing they are. Draw a mark 1 inch from the bottom of the page on both sides. Connect these marks to the vanishing point and draw a line. Draw a mark 1/2 inch up the side of the paper. Connect these marks to the vanishing point again. Line your ruler up to the vanishing point to find the middle of the paper, and draw a mark there. Draw 2 marks at the bottom center of the paper. Connect these to the vanishing point. Turn these 2 lines into rectangles to create the dashed lines in the road. Draw lines going across and erase certain areas to create the illusion that they will be smaller and closer together the further into the distance they go. This is an example of perspective. Line your ruler up to where the ends of your dashed lines in the center of the road meet. Draw 2 lines going across the sides to create your sidewalk. As you draw your sidewalk, you will notice that the lines are getting smaller and closer together to create the illusion with the 1-point perspective. Now it's time to draw your neighborhood. On the left side, I'm drawing my neighborhood how I see it now. In my area, I have a really beautiful park, so I'm drawing the green trees, grass, and the blue sky that I see when I visit it. I am using the reference of the sidewalk to make the trees smaller as they go further into the distance, to keep in line with our 1-point perspective. You can see that all of the images are lining up to our vanishing point and horizon line. Now on the right, draw what your neighborhood would look like if it was affected by environmentalism. Think back to the photograph by BURTYNSKY we looked at. Did you notice any trees or greenery there? What did the sky look like? How was the quality of the road? Use these elements as inspiration for your drawing. I'm drawing the full green trees that are in my area as skinny branches, since they would not look the same if they were affected by the environmental pollution that we saw in BURTYNSKY's photograph. Now it's time to color your masterpiece. On the right was the area that is my neighborhood and how it looks right now, so I'm coloring it with green and making it very lush and beautiful. On the right, I'm going to color it in the way that it would look as if it was affected by environmental pollution.
Thanks so much for joining me today while we created a picture of our environment in one-point perspective inspired by Edward BURTYNSKY. Be sure to join me next time when we'll be making art inspired by American Sign Language by Young Capote. Have a great weekend and happy crafting.
Thanks again for joining us for Studio Saturdays. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell to find out when a new video is uploaded. Have a good day!